The Assumable Guy Show, Episode 6. How do I market my home's assumable rate? What's going on, everybody? Ryan Thompson, the Assumable Guy. This is the Assumable Guy Show. Today I'm talking to the sellers. If you are a seller sitting on a 2.5%, a 2.75%, a 3% interest rate, and you're thinking about selling your home, this episode is for you. Because that rate you locked in back in 2020 or 2021, that is your single biggest marketing advantage right now. And most listing agents have no idea how to use it. Let's get into it. So here's the situation. You bought your home a few years ago, you locked in a killer rate, and now you need to sell. Maybe it's a job transfer, maybe the family's growing, maybe you're retiring and moving closer to the grandkids. Whatever the reason, you've got this incredible asset sitting right there in your mortgage docs that most people don't even know about. Your FHA or VA loan is assumable. That means a buyer can literally take over your loan, your rate, your terms, everything. And with rates sitting around 6.5% right now for a new conventional loan, your 2.5% rate is like gold to buyers. But here's what most people don't realize. If you don't market it, nobody knows. Only 25% of assumable properties are actually tagged in the MLS. That means 75% of homes with assumable mortgages are sitting there invisible to buyers who would pay a premium for them. Think about that for a second. You've got this massive advantage, and 3 out of 4 sellers aren't even using it. So how do you actually market it? Let me walk you through it. Step 1, talk to your agent about making the assumable rate the headline of your listing. Not buried in the remarks, not a footnote. The headline. Assumable 2.5% VA loan should be the first thing buyers see, because when a buyer is scrolling through homes and they see that rate next to a 6.5% conventional rate on the house next door, which one do you think they're clicking on? Step 2, price it right and let the rate do the work. Here's something a lot of people don't know. Marketing your home as assumable doesn't just attract assumable buyers. It attracts everyone. Cash buyers, conventional buyers, investors. They all show up because the listing gets more eyeballs. More eyeballs means more competition. More competition means a higher price. You don't have to accept an assumable offer if you don't want to. But having more people competing for your home, that's how you get top dollar. I want to tell you about Colin and Beth. They listed their property and we marketed it as assumable. What happened? Multiple competing offers. The price got driven up because buyers were fighting over that rate. And the thing is, it works, whether the final buyer assumes the loan or not. The rate is the marketing tool. It brings people to the table. Now, sellers, I know what some of you are thinking. Ryan, I don't want to deal with a longer closing. I just want to sell my house and move on, right? I get it. And look, the assumption process does take 45 to 90 days. Some servicers can do it in 30, but here's the thing. You're not locked into accepting only assumable offers. You can market as assumable, get all those extra eyeballs and competing offers, and then pick the offer that works best for you. If a cash buyer comes in at full price and wants to close in 3 weeks, you can take that. The assumable rate was still the reason they found your listing. Now let me hit you with the math on why buyers will pay a premium for your home, because this is where it gets real. Let's say your home is worth $475,000 and you've got a 2.5% rate on a $400,000 loan balance. A buyer who assumes your loan pays about $580 a month on that mortgage. A buyer who goes next door and gets a brand new loan at 6.5% on a similar home, they're paying over $3,000 a month. That's $1 in $400 a month difference. On the same neighborhood, same school district, same square footage. So whose home is going to sell quicker? This home where the buyer has to get a 6.5% rate and pay $3,000 a month, or your home where they step into a 2.5% rate and pay $1,580? You tell me. And if I'm that buyer and I'm saving $2,400 a month for the next 27 years, would I pay a premium for your home? I would, all day long. That is why your rate is your biggest selling advantage. It's not the granite countertops. It's not the new roof. It's the rate. Now let me shift gears for a second. Buyers, if you're listening to this, here's what you need to know. When you see a home marketed as assumable, that seller is basically handing you a time machine. You're reaching back to 2021 and grabbing a rate that doesn't exist anymore. And the seller benefits because they get more offers and a higher price. It's a win for everybody. All right, sellers, one more thing I want to cover. A lot of you are worried about your VA entitlement. If you're a veteran and a non-veteran assumes your loan, you do leave your entitlement with the property. But here's what most people don't realize. You don't lose all of your entitlement. You keep the remaining amount. So if your county loan limit is $865,000 and your original loan was $400,000, you still have over $400,000 in remaining entitlement. That's enough to buy another home with a VA loan. You can also go conventional with 3% down or look at CHFA programs. You've got options. And for you dual military families, little hack for you. One spouse leaves their entitlement with the property and you use the other spouse's entitlement on your next home. I promise you, we've walked families through this. It works. So to bring it all together, if you're selling and you have an FHA or VA loan, you are sitting on a marketing advantage that 75% of sellers are ignoring. Talk to your agent. Get it in the listing. Make the rate the headline, not the backup. And if your agent doesn't know how to market an assumable mortgage, that's a sign you might need a different agent, or at least point them my way and I'll walk them through it. All right, let's go help some sellers get top dollar. I'm Ryan Thompson. This is the Assumable Guy Show. If you want to see what your assumable rate could do for your listing, go to assumableguy.com or DM me on Instagram at theassumable.guy. I'll run the numbers for you. No pressure, just math. Next episode, we're getting into what closing costs actually look like on an assumption and why they're probably way less than you think. See you on the next one.